Hey guys, it is late Thursday evening. I've had these thoughts on my mind all day today, and I know I'm supposed to do a live, and I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, just to be honest with you. So I am trusting that the people who will benefit from this will see it, and that the timing is right. And my biggest concern is this is going to come off confusing, and so I'm just praying for clarity over you as I speak, that what is meant to come across is going to come across. I have been struggling with, well, first of all, for those of you who know me, you probably already know this, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm going to tell you right now. Kristen is a right fighter. I fight for what I believe is right to the extreme, and I will do crazy things for what I believe is right and true. Oh, maybe not crazy, but crazy for me. Otherwise, I'm a very calm, peaceful, just everybody get along, sweep it under the rug kind of a person, unless I, in my core, believe something is wrong. I will fight for right. I think for a lot of us, you can tell me if this is you too, it's very challenging right now to figure out what is right or wrong. Very challenging. And so many different perspectives are out there, and I think a lot of them seem to have a piece of truth, maybe a piece of misinformation, or a lot of good intentions. A lot of good intentions. At least that's what I'm seeing. Now, the news would probably portray a totally different story regarding intentions, but from what I see from the people around me, people want good. They want peace. They want to bring love and unity and fix what's broken. But we all have different opinions about how that's supposed to happen, right? So this is where I'm praying for clarity, and that God just use my words and that this is all from Him and not from me, because I want it to be clear. Something that I felt was revealed to me today is that we can be doing the wrong thing with the right intentions. And I know a lot of people disagree with me. So if you're watching this and you're like, well, Kristen, we don't agree on anything, then I want you to still hear me out in this, because I'm trying to humble myself as well. I obviously have my own opinions about what's right or wrong, but my opinions and my intention aren't actually what matters. I'm going to say that's true for many of you as well, that your opinion and your intention aren't what matters. It's what fruit you bear. It is the result of the action that you take. Because you could be right. Your opinion might be 100% correct. My opinion might be 100% wrong. But if the way I act on that brings bad fruit, brings pain, grief, division, more judgment, then even though my intentions were good and what I believe was right, the result ended in wrong. I believe that we can all check ourselves and humble ourselves right now and not look at our intention, because I think we all have good intentions. And I don't say that as a blanket universal statement. I say that as my guess is the people watching this have good intentions. But we have to look ahead and check ourselves and say, will this bear good fruit? Will this result in what I want it to result in, what God wants it to result in? And you guys know I love Galatians 5:22. I talk about it all the time. If you hear me talk about anything, that's how I keep myself in check. I'll pray over the fruit of the Spirit all the time for myself. When I feel off, I will go and I will recite Galatians 5:22 to myself. And there's always usually it's just like one thing where I'm like, oh, okay, I can pray for patience. I need patience right now. Or I can pray for self-control, or I can pray for love. And I think that's right now, as a society, as a culture, as a people, as a member and leaders in our family, in our communities, that's what we need to be doing, is we need to be checking to see if, hey, if I post this comment, if I post this post, if I respond to this person, if I express this opinion, is it going to result in love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control? If the answer is no, even if you're right, even if you're 100% correct, if the result isn't bearing good fruit, then we need to check ourselves. If the result coming out of that, for example, I was listening to a friend today and she said something about, I was researching and diving into this. She was seeking truth, but it was killing her joy. If it's not bearing fruit for you, then she said, okay, when it's killing my joy, and that's not, she didn't mean that in a, as a like cliche, like no, it was blocking joy for her. That's when put a pin in it. It doesn't mean never say that. It doesn't mean never read that. It doesn't mean anything. It means right now I'm checking myself. This isn't bearing good fruit. Put a pin in it. And when God says go back to it, you can go back to it. Or maybe he just says, it's not for you, period, end of story. So I hope that you hear me, and I hope what I'm expressing is clear, that it's not like we all want goodness in the world. We all have our opinions of how that's to come to pass and how we're supposed to show up and all these things and have all these intentions. But our intentions don't matter if they're not bearing good fruit. Our intentions don't mean diddly if we're not getting the results that produce love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, and self-control. And if you need to, pray over that daily. Pray over that in the moment. If you feel like, hey, should I? Yes or no? Go back to Galatians 5:22. That's what I'm trying to do. So I just wanted to share that with you and love on you. And if this speaks to you, feel free to share this video. I make these videos public for a reason. I don't always have all the answers, but I'm more than willing to learn from you. We can learn from each other. We can have conversation. And I want to speak goodness and life over you and your family and your friends as well. So if this meant anything to you, if it was a message that you needed to hear or you feel like anyone else needs to hear, please feel free to hit the share button on this. And I love you. You are incredibly powerful and important. And I think for many of us, you may have been made for such a time as this. Okay? Have a great night. Good night, guys.